Okay, as we said, setup-wise, for the most part, was pretty good.
Yeah.
As we knew, your golf ball tended to do that with the driver. Curve off to the left there. Because of that club going off to the right, your path kind of went this way. You kind of had to start the ball left of target with the face going right. If you didn't, you just hit the ball so far over here somewhere, there'd just be no point playing golf.
Yeah.
Okay, so your path to the left is evolved from what the club face is doing at impact. Okay, but you having your left hand, if we sort of zoom in here now, your left hand is a little on the weaker side. If I put a line up through the shaft here, that red line should really be on your left wrist, kind of on there. If we look at this one here now, and we sort of zoom through, you can see your thumb's a bit off centre there now, and that then goes through. I put that on the shaft there. You can see that red line now through your left wrist. Okay, so your left hand is more on top. It's more therefore deeper in your fingers rather than under the lifeline, and that's your most natural hang. If you're going to carry, I don't know, a carry bag from the shops or your golf bag from the car park or even a briefcase or anything in your hand, you grip it with your fingers. Yeah. There's strength in there. You grip it in your palm and you wrap your fingers over. It puts more stress on the forearm and the wrist around there. You've got less ability, less control of the club. The club's going to spin. As a result of that, then obviously the club twisting around. When it twists, you grip it tighter, your hands get tighter, you've got less control of the club face. It's just a vicious circle of more and more bad shots, and then you just try and so bloody hard hit the ball somewhere left. So it creates a massive banana slice. And the speed you create is good. 100 plus mile an hour. That amount of left path with the face to the right is just going to be a big old banana, and you can't on the golf course. Yeah. Okay, so we can get that left hand grip now, sort of nice and relaxed there on the fingers there. Your right hand was pretty good, to be fair. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Both thumbs and the line sort of match up now to kind of your right shoulder there, as we can see. If we actually zoom in there and see where when the hand opens up there, if I sort of zoom that, you can kind of see that line there where your thumb and forefinger is up towards your right shoulder. That's what we're trying to create there with that left hand there. So this little V here, when you put it down, would go up towards here before you had sort of thumb on top and just sort of more towards the centre of your chest. Okay. So from there now, swing wise, what you will find when you go back, because you're going to come back now with the club face returning more square to target, you can see your left wrist returning back to that same kind of cupped and left hand position here now, as opposed to kind of that left wrist this way is a bit more that angle. The face is returning back square. If your path therefore now, which is it would expect to stay the same, is this way, the ball will just go to the left, and then in time you'll go, well, I don't want to go to the left, I want to go more towards target. Your path can then slightly start tweaking back towards it. It will take a little bit of time, especially on here, and also trust on the golf course, because for you to suddenly start standing up on maybe the third on the button, or the on the Mac, to be fair, I know the second on the Mac, to stand there, I can feel as I'm going to start it more to target without it going to the right. You've seen a driver for most of your golfing life, even if you've been playing sort of recently, more that when you're young you start playing golf, but your driver doing that, to trust to start it that way when you think it's going to go over here somewhere will take a bit of time. But once you start playing golf and you see yourself on the left of the trees all the time, think, hang on a second, I don't want to go in the trees left, I just can start redirecting it. Now in time, if we said that last one there was 20 yards, 25 yards left of target, if we can start moving that sort of 12 yards left and then 5 yards and gradually doing bit by bit, to suddenly go from 20, 30 yards left of target to suddenly go 5 yards right of target would just seem so extreme. Your brain would be like, nope, can't do that, and it just wouldn't function. Okay, so gradually doing things bit at a time. But that left hand grip, as we said, anytime you make a change, whether it's the crossing of your arms to do that to that, eating crisp with your wrong hand or whatever it may be, any habit that you change, it will feel strange. So when you play golf next, probably the next 2 or 3 games, I want it to feel a bit strange. If it feels great, you kind of crept back into, so if we sort of say on like a timeline of where you are, if you're kind of started here today on here, that's where your grip was and that's where your grip wants to get to. At the moment you're kind of here, the further away from that you are, the less comfortable it'll be. If you start going back here and then there and go back towards it, so this feels great, you're back to where you started again. And in time, the more you get away from your old faults here, or your old grip, this then will become the norm and will start feeling natural. Probably in, say, about 3 or 4 weeks after you start practicing and playing a few games of golf, and again, how much golf you play will depend on how quickly along that line you go. If you play 2 games, a bit of practice, and at home, sit there with a club in your hand, just sort of get used to holding the club, hold the club there, check your left hand position, left wrist on top of the grippers or the shafts, as we said, and then just right in mid-air, just hold the club and just get used to doing this, so you've got familiarity with the hands. If you just sort of go away now and wake up next time you play golf and just grab the club, you go, where's it going to go again? Well, that feels really weird. Hit the bad shot left on the first hole. Okay, go back to my old grip. Okay, so take a bit of time, but I think certainly with a bit of practice you'll get there. Get that left hand grip better. What I'm expecting to know, if you're playing today or next playing golf, but What I would want to do is see every single shot go left and just stay left. Okay, if we can get the ball going left to target, that is kind of success for you. Yeah. You've seen a golf ball just go left and then right.
Yeah.
If we can get it going straight left, that's the first part of the job done. Then we can start moving that path back to target. Okay. If you start trying to change the club face to go back towards target, you're going to encourage more of that slice again, and you'll be just as bad as you were with the same thing here, but a different version of that. Okay. So in the fingers, checkpoints for you, as we said, are going to be left wrist on top of the shaft there, the little V that your thumb and forefinger make, both hands go up towards your right shoulder. Get yourself in that position there now, your hands can return back to their more natural form. Keep the club face straight. Okay.
Sounds good.
Good man, well done, mate.